Se ve que ella no está puesto para el amor. Yeah, yeah. Pero eso cambiará cuando ella me vea acá. Porque lo sepas. Porque ella me ha cupido a pedirle un favor. Yeah, 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 yeah. Esperando tu DM, pa' que invites una ronda más, pa' que su labio me bese ya y se repita lo de ayer. Esperando tu DM, pa' que la noche haga lo suyo, que la fluidez le gane al orgullo y que sea lo que tú quieras ser. Repetir una mil veces la noche que
What's up, everybody? Kuro the artist here, and I am drawing a candle alien, as you can see above me. Oh, sorry, this is something else. So, as you can see, both by the fact that, you know, we got more commissions, and the description down below, Drawing with Kuro Wave 6 has begun. So I took on a smaller handful than I usually do for these waves, mostly just because over the course of the past couple of waves, I've accepted a few commissions that I did not receive email responses for yet. So I'm still holding out for those. I don't want to stack up too many ones that I say yes and all of a sudden everyone responds at once. So let's see where this goes. And as always, I can adjust the volume of the music. Here, in fact, it might be a little loud already, or too quiet. I can never actually tell. So we're gonna see where that goes. We have more videos coming out. We have a new video coming out every weekend for this month. There's 2 weekends left, so this Saturday I have a video coming out with Panaman OP, aka Hershey, and Fro the Bro, as well as the release of Avery's new series, which will debut Sunday. I can turn that down for you folks. And then after that, we have the new and beyond coming. Brainstorm's Home Planet is dropping November 30th, it looks like. So, yeah. Without further ado, let's just dive on in here. We have Candlestick. This one's a pretty fun one. I started looking into its info. It seems like it's got a pretty good power set. Nothing too wild, but still enough to make for an interesting alien. So let's just dive on in. He can manipulate wax. So that isn't fur, that is wax. I'm gonna try to add a texture to make that a little more obvious. He's got a flame on top of his head, which could be used as a light source, and there are a few more intricacies to his powers, but there's a whole breakdown of his powers I'm looking at right now, which will be on the wiki once Candlestick is completed. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. This will be fun. I think I'm probably gonna stick to a similar pose as what you're seeing here anyways, just so, you know, we're staying true to the character. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in today. I hope you enjoy the stream. When's the newest chapter of 5YL? That came out yesterday. You just missed it. But yeah, this should be fun. It does look like I was able to get my Twitch comments on the chat working.
For you to kiss Tobin?
Thank you for the donation. $100. $100 and I'll do it. And my alerts, as you just heard, are active again. I did have to disable them for the Omniverse stream, but I re-enabled them and it looks like they work. We just did a test for it right now in real time. So, good to know. In fact, I might make this arm a little bit longer. There we go. Nice big old globby stack. I don't want to make him look too drippy, because part of his power is manipulating the wax, so, you know, if that were true, he'd probably have like a pretty solid body. I don't want it to be too gooey, but I do want to get some goo in there, just so you know it's a waxy texture, rather than a furry one. In fact, I feel like he's a transformation that might benefit from not even having thumbs. Just for originality, and plus, you know, If he's a little sticky because of the wax, then
Just curious,
that should work.
Have you seen the trailer for the live-action How to Train Your Dragon remake?
No, I haven't. But I'm sure I'll come across it at some point eventually. I also kind of want the wax wire to be shown a little bit here at the end of his hands. Right here. Just to, I'm imagining it's kind of threaded through his body a little bit. Not quite like a skeleton. The sheet does specify his skeleton is also made of wax, but just some sort of base, and also so the wick on top of the head doesn't stick out as much if there's a little bit more of it shown somewhere else. So we got this here floppy doppy floppy man. Maybe a tiny bit of drip coming off here. Maybe. We'll see. I might remove this. Again, we don't want him to seem like he's not that great at controlling his abilities, but gotta emphasize the drip a little bit in some places. Let's do a big fat end to his fingers. Yeah, just like that. Who commissioned him? This was commissioned by Sketchy. I've done a handful of Sketchy's commissions before, so you know, always a pleasure to return to a similar playlist and even it out a little bit more.
Yo, son, Rob.
What's up,
Another
Elizabeth?
Tuesday, another time to donate since I can come.
That's okay.
Really excited for the upcoming videos. Also, my mind was blown at the end of the latest Drawing Matrix finale. Shout out to Ryan for that.
Thank you for the donation. And yes, I'm very excited for the upcoming videos too. In fact, this Saturday's one, which I'm sure you know because you have a higher tier than the patrons, so therefore you get to see the video diaries. But for those that don't know, we shot this video way back in like early to mid-September-ish. Somewhere around there. Maybe late September. All I know is sometime in September. Because we've had this idea for a bit, but we've been we knew that by the time we actually were able to release the video, we'd be busier. Because, you know, lo and behold, here we are doing And Beyond and all of that. We had the streams. So we shot it early. So we've been sitting on this for a while, but that's also good because it's given me an ample amount of time to edit it, make sure the editing is good. It's like from multiple camera angles too, so just syncing all of those together alone took quite a bit. But yeah, I'm very excited for it, and yeah, Ash, he really came through with the Drawing Matrix. Shoutouts to Crystal as well. She did the Alien X puppets very last minute, along with Yvonne helping me out with voicing Ultimate Alien X. The idea for that scene we had for about a month, but actually making it and putting it together, we cut it a little close, but you'd barely be able to tell. So I'm very happy with that result. Am I able to share the list of what's already confirmed from Wave 6? Not yet. I just really want to make sure that everyone who got in gets in. I think there's about 4 or 5 of them. And then I might just call that Wave 6, keep it a very short wave, and then maybe it'd be time for another restructuring the commit, or well, not restructuring, but another like blast or something, like requesting commissions. I haven't really asked people to commission me since we started doing this wave. People just kind of knew, but now that we're slowing down a bit and I've gone through them all, I might put out another announcement like, hey guys, just remember you can commission. Yeah, just to make sure people know. It's been quite a while since I've talked about it. Reboot is getting ultimates. Why, yes it is. By popular demand. I mean, to be frank, I don't think Riot initially planned on doing the reboot ones until we talked about it and, you know, kept seeing it in the requests and such. So, you know, good on y'all for making it happen. As for what else we're gonna do, well, you'll find out. I don't want him to look sad. Yeah. Just a little bit brighter. No pun intended. A little brighter. Oh yeah, he's got a lot of fun shapes. I'm already loving doing this. I like doing drawings that are very fun to create. I know that's a very vague thing, and the definition of that does change, but you know, it's always a treat when the experience of drawing the commission in question is just as satisfying as the end result, which happens pretty often. I'm not gonna lie. It's not like it's a rarity. But it's never a guarantee, you know, sometimes it'll be quite a challenge. But also, who doesn't love a challenge every now and then, you know? Thank you for the donation.
When I send you a commission, will you see the image that's sent if I take a pic on my phone?
That, as long as it's accurately attached. You know, people have sent me commission requests from their phone, but whether or not I see it, I feel like is more of a on your end sort of thing. Just make sure the image is attached appropriately. But it's happened, so I know it's possible. But as for the specifics of why it might not work, Google is your friend. You know, depending on the kind of phone you have, the email service. But it should all be possible. Which monologue in 5YL was my favorite to write, or has it even happened? I liked Eon's big conversation with Vlad in the mind space in episode 7. I don't know.
Hey,
has my favorite happened yet?
and my Bentenby watch have inspired me to learn how to draw. Obvi practice is key, but do you have any tips? Also caught up to the breakdowns now.
Thank you for the donation. Drawing tips is always a tricky question to get because there's so many variables to that. But I mean, I always default to, you know, be your best reference photo. You know, take pictures, look at yourself in the mirror. That's probably the best advice I can give. Everything else would sort of be fine-tuned to whatever you're drawing specifically. But, you know, the strongest poses and the most help I feel like always come from yourself. Like, I have another commission coming up that's going to be a bunch of hands, so I'm probably going to take a bunch of pictures of my hands as reference. So, and it's free. You know, don't buy a mannequin. Just set a timer, get up on your couch and jump off of it in an epic mid-air pose. Do it 2 or 3 times, see which one you like, and then there you go. Alright, I got a good body type. Let's see if I can figure out this uniform here. I like the idea of the rounded one. I got 2 variants of this one. There's one that's a little more rounded. I'm gonna go with that. But the other one does have armbands. I kind of want to keep those if I can. Yeah. We'll do something good here. Let's see. Alright. Yeah, that sketch was a breeze. Sometimes you just got it, you know? Sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. You know, let's lock this shit in. Here comes the hard part. Ugh. I really loved Eon and Vlad's conversation in Chapter 7. I liked Ambion's explanation of the Ghost Zone, but Eon pushed the potential even further. Thank you. In fact, I wrote the explanation in the Ghost Zone episode too. That was the first Ambion episode I had a hand in writing. So, I felt like it was important to have a little bit more of a technical definition of ecto energy, if anything in this supplementary material, but I felt like in the main core, like of 5YL, there needed to be something there.
Omniverse squandered the opportunity to make Julie an actual character despite going to trouble of reintroducing her.
Yeah, it would have been neat if they came through with her a little bit more, but I'm curious about that phrasing. Thank you for the donation, by the way. But when you're saying like the opportunity to make Julie an actual character, if that's in reference to her not seeming like one in UAF, I would have to disagree. At least at first. But you know, character deterioration always has to come from someone being a character to begin with, and I'd argue she was pretty solid. Not too many appearances, but for what it was worth, she was pretty solid in the earlier episodes. If I wrote a small stint for no watch Ben, how would it go? I mean, I'm always saying like questions like this, like very loaded questions, are very difficult for me to answer just on a stream. Like you're asking me to conceptualize an entire story. I don't know. I feel like what made that Ben most interesting is the fact he didn't have the Omnitrix, so he didn't have any of those influences. So just how does the Ben who didn't have all that superiority complex be flooded into his brain end up in the long run? Like sure, he had it as a kid regardless, but I mean we've seen firsthand he wouldn't have been like that if he didn't have the Omnitrix. So you know, what does that kind of Ben, how does he handle those situations? So that's probably where I'd start. How did Ben celebrate his 21st birthday? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. Maybe he just didn't. I feel like around 21 is like the age where like you kind of stop caring about your birthday. At least that's been my experience, along with some of my fellow friends who have gone through their 21st birthday IRL. But then again, they're out here celebrating Grandpa Max's like 60th and 80th birthday, so I feel like at that point, birthdays are more of just for the friends and family, showing they love and appreciate you and taking that as an opportunity versus something that you would want to do, you know? So maybe Ben was just mission central, and then he came back from planet whatever, only to find a fair amount of his friends and family with a cake or something. That sounds very Ben 10. How old am I? I'm 65. Although I did stop celebrating my birthday when I was 13. After I learned the secret real reason why birthdays were invented by the government, so. I don't look a day over 66. Oh, thank you. That's the fast track splash water that I drink. Purifies your mind, your soul, and your cells. What was my favorite ultimate in the newest video? Other than Ultimate Alien X. Well, Ultimate Alien X wasn't my favorite. I just really liked the scene that we were able to put together. But if I did have a favorite, I would probably say, well, I'm always a big fan of Pesky Dust. So, is he my favorite ultimate that Ash made? I really loved what he did with Ultimate Waka Trout too, just because keeping it a gag was so genius. Like, I feel like it'd be super easy to overthink it and try to make him badass because he's an ultimate, but just giving him buff legs is freaking awesome. Not Rob out here shilling for Hoaxstar. Hey, you know, when Hoaxstar started selling those smoothies across the universe, he started making some bank. And he pays pretty well. Fast track splash, everybody. I should do more gaming videos on the Rust Bucket channel. I always go back and forth through that. When I did the initial ones, I played them specifically because they're Ben 10 games. That was the interest point for me, at least. So now that I've played all the Ben 10 games, I don't know what I would do. I'd have to really be invested too. I'm sure there's like hundreds, if not thousands, of options for games to play, but if I'm not feeling the connection there, I'm not sure how entertaining that would be. Maybe I'll give it a shot. I don't know. It's a tricky subject. Maybe I could play fan-made Ben 10 games. Yeah, I could. There's one or two that I really want to play. Although one of them I think is only like for the PlayStation, and I don't have a PlayStation. And I don't know if I want to put emulators on this computer. There's always a risk, and this computer is too detrimental. Not detrimental, too vital for my work to risk using an emulator on it. Even if I did something like crowdsourced a PlayStation or something, I'm like, hey, if you guys donate this much for me to buy a PlayStation, I'll play this game. What do I do afterwards, you know? I don't know. That's just my thought process behind it. Then I would feel bad. I'd feel like I'd have to use the PlayStation beyond the streams, and I'm not sure how legitimate of a situation that would be, a scenario. I'm gonna post the finished version of Skunk Cannon. Oh, he blew up. He's dead. Where's Skunk Cannon, Mark? He died, sir. He's dead. We can go a little more goopy for this hand here. Almost like that. This isn't how his powers work, I don't believe. But you know, the further the schlop is away from this core little thing here, maybe the more droopy the wax gets. Although I'm just kind of making that up right now. I'm not sure how that's how this alien works. Is there any reason to use a console besides it being a bit more casual? Yes, because I don't want to put an emulator on this computer, if I can help it. There's too many risks involved, and this computer is too important for me. I'd rather just do it right and use a PlayStation, but at that point, like, after I play that specific game, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna use the PlayStation. It's just not for me. Maybe I can give it away or something, or make it a raffle. Although I think there's laws behind that now, or at least there were that I just wasn't aware of. I don't know. I'm just not a gamer, you know? Too many things to know. Am I gonna watch Sonic 3? Maybe. I feel like I should, just because I saw the first two. I might as well see the third. But I'm not dying to see it, if that makes sense. Like, if I get the opportunity, I'll go see it. It'd be nice. I love going to the movies. I don't get to a lot. Why not go see Sonic 3? When is that coming out? Is that happening? Sonic 3. December 20th. What am I doing then? That is a Friday. Ooh, Fridays are rough. Oh, I have a Patreon stream that day. Nope, not Friday. Saturday? That's the 21st. The number 20, December 21, sticking out in my mind. Something's happening that day. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. We'll see. I don't know if I want this sloppy hand anymore. I don't know. Sketchy, are you still here? How do you feel about the hand slop? Maybe if I just put this line through it. Give it a bit more of a hole. So I like what the reboot did with Vilgax making him a transformation and all. Yeah, I mean, I liked it because it was something different. I think if the Prime series did it, maybe Vilgax wouldn't have been, not good, but wouldn't have as strong as a legacy. I feel like what people find most attached to Vilgax is his, like, unloving, emotionless warlord, I'm gonna kill you no matter what sort of guy. But like, to do something different, and especially for the kind of tone the reboot has, I loved it. I thought it was really solid, and bringing back Yuri for it is like a 4D chess move. I'm not gonna lie, like, it was the right move for them to do with it. I'm not seeing Sketchy. Unless, oh wait, hold on. Is he over here? Alright, well, I'm just gonna keep going and hope it's cool. Oh, there we go. I like the Schlop, though it doesn't fit perfectly with his powers, his physical body being made solid wax, but then again, I did give you creative control. Okay, well, you like the Schlop, but it is a bit contrasting. Interesting. Is it too contrasting? Because if it is too contrasting, I can get rid of it. In fact, I can clean up a little more of his drippage as well. I mean, I feel like the top drippage is in a similar vein as the reference, but the hand specifically I felt was a bit much. But if it's too different from his powers, then, you know, I'll get rid of it. Okay. That's fine, I can keep it. You know what? I'll just tone it down a little bit. That's what I'll do. Let's make it so, like, it's not dripping because it's melting. It's dripping because it's just a mass that's being pushed against, like a pillow. Let's try that. So it's more squishy than melty. Let's try that. Or Ash and Kuro should make their own channel. I mean, this is kind of that. I mean, I know sometimes Ryan comments with his own account, but he doesn't upload to it. Like, he has an account just called OR Asher. But of course, he's also used the Ink Tank account as well. So, as for me, I have a YouTube channel where for a stint I was recording little vlogs of me at different events in 2022. But I don't know, it was fun. And once it started becoming like okay, now I have to do this, and it started feeling like work, I stopped doing it. But I did like 6 or 7 that I feel like are pretty neat. And more or less all the events kind of play out in similar fashions. But I mean, you know, the Ink Tank's where it's at. I feel like we're good here. We don't need to, you know, have more avenues to worry about, I guess, would be the way to put this. Because then, like, what are we still uploading to the Ink Tank and our own channel? Then it's like, oh my god, then how do we split up the content and keep them both active? It's How do I feel about Ash's take on Ultimate Alien X? Do I like it more than my take on the concept, or do I prefer mine? If I'm gonna be completely honest, at least with it's nothing against Ash. It's Ultimate Alien X in general. I just kind of don't really care. Even my own, I kind of just did it just for the hypothetical. Well, what if I did try to make an Ultimate Alien X? Just cause yeah, it's such a wild concept that no matter how you do it, it just kind of feel a bit lukewarm compared to just Alien X himself. I love what he did. The artwork is great, and the concept is cool. I love everything, but I mean, I don't like it more or less than my own. Just because it's hard for me to really feel anything beyond, oh, that's pretty cool, when it comes to Alien X. Yeah, I drew this on the wrong layer, but it's too good to undo. That was a big oopsie doopsie. This is a good one. I'm putting this in my playlist. How do I make the motion comic? Like, what's its process? Well, it's funny because the process is about to change. The original process was adapting the chapters. Well, I still have chapter 12 to adapt, but 13 and 14 are being made from scratch. So it's a very different the final 2 episodes are going to be made very differently. Because, you know, I have the freedom to just draw whatever I want. Versus originally, it's like splicing up all the panels, filling in or adding in additional things that need support. Recording the voice actors, timing things, making sure everybody's performance matches the face, and if not, do I have to change that? Stuff like that. It's a lot of technicalities, really. I mean, I do a bit of an in-depth sort of step-by-step. Not really tutorial, just like, this is what I'm doing. On our YouTube memberships and Patreons, and that's not to promote it. Well, it is to promote it, but not just that. It's just like I'm literally filming myself every couple of days and giving like a detailed, very nitty-gritty update and explanation on how all of it works. I've been doing that just shy of a year. I think I'm about to put out my 40th one shortly. So, you know, if you can swing that, you'll definitely find what you're looking for in those video diaries. I covered just about everything you could think of. Did I see the trailer for What If the final season? No, I avoided it because I want to go in blind, but I did have some things spoiled for me anyways. As usual. I'm getting real sick of social media. It's too dastardly. Muy dastardo. that's a word. It's definitely not. What's this one? Layer 2? Nothing. Okay. Oh, I see. How was part 2 of Cobra Kai? That shit was good. It was a bit slow at first. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like part 1, the first 5 episodes, was definitely the weakest of the whole show, which is saying something because I really enjoyed it. You know, it's one of those shows that gives me just true entertainment. I'm not going into it like watching it how I do Ben 10 or most things. It's one of the rare shows I can just enjoy. And I still enjoyed season 6 so far. Season 6 part 1, it was okay. It was definitely a lot of setup, which is why I probably felt the weakest. Part 2, the next 5 episodes, the ones that just came out, it was pretty solid. Very slow, the first couple of ones, but thankfully they put them all out in one go. But that episode 10 was nuts. Simply fucking nuts. I can't believe there's going to be 5 more episodes after this. That seems like a penultimate. Like, they'll have 1 episode, maybe 2 more. But 5 whole episodes after what they just did? Where's it going to go from here? I love it. That's nuts. That's incredible. I can't freaking wait. I should interview Graham Phillips and Haley Ram. I've tried. Graham, well, I haven't tried in years. Graham I originally tried like years and years and years ago. And I couldn't get him. As for Haley, it was the same thing. It was actually, it's been a long time. The last time I tried was when I was trying to get cameos for the Ben 10 Illustrated intro. And that video is like, what, 5-6 years old now? That was the last time I really tried. But something about the Gwens, like all of the Gwens, anyone who's ever played Gwen, they're just super hard to get a hold of. Megan Smith, Ashley Johnson. Kellen did say he might be able to get us the reboot Gwen, potentially. But as of right now, you know, while I'm still in Omniverse content and not the reboot one, I'd want to hold off on that, and hopefully I wouldn't lose my chance. But yeah, there's just, and Haley Ram too, it's just there's something about when you play Gwen, you're impossible to get a hold of. But that's just the nature. She's the mysterious sorceress. Gwen's a hard sell. Hard get. Good sell, hard get. I really wish you could interview Megan and Ashley Johnson. Me too. And I mean, you know, if it's all probably by design. You know, I can't imagine they probably enjoy staying out of like the spotlight, and this is how they want to live their lives. And all the power to them, you know. It certainly seems like a very appealing way to go about things with the level of attention and fame they probably have. So, you know, it's more of just disappointing for the questions I'd love to have answered rather than, you know, me feeling any way about them, you know. If you want to be hard to get and stay out of the public eye, by all means, that's A-okay. Ashley Johnson's on Critical Role. Yeah, but I mean, that's... How do I put this? I don't know. A part of a show, I guess. It's different being in just like a raw personal interview. Or even just that, just having like a media account for you to receive messages on. You know, not a lot of people enjoy having that type of immediate access to themselves. Oh no, did I finish the playlist? I did. It was a 10 episode playlist. I knew it'd be short. Let's do another 12. Could Ben turn into an Asgardian? We have a video for that, if you wouldn't mind checking that out on our channel. That goes into all of those kinds of details. What's my rarest piece of Ben 10 merch? I probably don't have any rare Ben 10 merch. I don't have a lot of Ben 10 merch in general. I suppose all of them are rare in a way now, just because they're not being made. Like I have some Ben 10 comics, the Mermaid issue, where 3 out of 4 issues they're just redrawing over the stock art over and over again. But it's a pretty decent story. I kind of like it. And I got a couple of Omnitrixes. Yeah, I really don't have much. Oh, I do have. That's not it. I have a Ben 10 art book. That might be kind of rare. That might be a little rare. I thought it was right there. It's not. So that sucks. I have no idea where it is. It's probably down in the basement. After Ash finishes the reboot aliens for the drawing matrix, do I think he'll give a crack at the 5 whale aliens? So I never want to speak to Ash when it comes to his plans, because people will be holding him to my word, which isn't fair. I will say though, at least for me personally, and this has nothing to do with how Ash feels about it, me personally, I don't think doing the 5 whale aliens would be worth it. I think there's a ton of interest for a very specific selection of people, but I feel like generally, you know, it's not as well in demand to warrant a drawing matrix, because they're not easy to make, for him or me, even since I edit them. They're quite a process. So I really don't think doing the 5 whale ultimates versus doing, I don't know, a different franchise even, you know, break open the matrix. The multiverse is open now. I feel like it'd be neat to sort of step out of the Ben 10 curtain and see what other episodes he can do. You can make new ghosts for Danny Phantom. Yeah, stuff like that. You know, switching it up a little bit. But again, this is just how I see it. Please don't go to him with what I'm saying as if like I'm speaking for him. This message is not approved by OR Ash. Do I really like Teen Titans Go? I don't hate it. I did see the movie, and it was pretty neat. Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the first season or so, that's what I'm most familiar with, and by now that's 10 years ago. It was a bit much, but it seems like they kind of found their niche. So good for them. Does the Ink Tank have a Blue Sky account yet? No. I just want to see if it'll maintain itself. Just because there's been Twitter replacements, you know, popping up here and there for years that seem to not have really lasted. So if Blue Sky lasts for a bit, I'll gladly make the switch. But for now, it would just be another thing I'd have to worry about, which I'd rather not do. Unless someone else on the ink tank wants to run it, you know, feel free to ping someone in the Discord and be like, yo, make an ink tank blue sky account. I don't want to do it. But, you know, everybody else also contributes to the socials too. You know, it's never just me. But yeah, I don't want to do it right now. And if I did it, I probably would legitimately like replace Twitter. I'd make the switch. I wouldn't just add on another account. Unless I feel differently in the future, you know, disclaimer, blah 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 blah.
Welcome.
Things are always different, things are changing. See, this is why Ashley Johnson and Megan Smith don't do this. People take your word too seriously when you say some miscellaneous thing online. What can I say in short words about the upcoming and beyond? It good. Oh no. Wait, what are you on? Oh, interesting. Okay. Does Omniverse Ben have all the aliens in 5YL? Not all of them. I know we did specify some of them he unlocks when he's like 18 and 20 and stuff like that. But there's bound to be some like he probably could have turned into at a younger age. Maybe Mantibolt. Maybe Mantibolt. Maybe. I don't know for sure. Do you think we'll get new aliens and characters in the upcoming comic? New characters, definitely. New aliens. I feel like there's a strong chance. It's if anything, it's definitely something they're considering. Like, they have to have that conversation. What roster is he gonna have? When will the Vreedle transformation be drawn in 5YL? I mean, you can commission it. But as of right now, there's no plans to draw it. I think one time... Oh! Excuse me. Nope, one more coming at you! I think Ryan did some rough ideas for one time. Either that or I can just visualize him doing that. Good evening, Phantom Dragon 4711. Do I think that Ben will be able to turn into a Asari from Mass Effect? No clue. We'll lower the intensity of the drippage right there. Can't be too drippy. You know. He's not on the front page of Gucci magazine or anything. He's, you know. More of a Telegram and Gazette kind of dude. Why do people keep asking what Ben can turn into questions when there's a video? You know, I ask myself that all the time. And it doesn't matter. People are going to ask anyways. We just gotta know. Can Ben become the fucking pickle man or not? For the love of God, tell me. Chip the Ripper. To be fair, some people may not know the existence of the video, but yeah, if they want an answer, they can look it up. True. I mean, I don't expect everyone to know my full catalog, but it's certainly a question I see very frequently that I don't really care for. Not even just because of the video, like it's not a topic that interests me anymore, what Ben can and can't turn into. Probably because I made that video. Like, at least for me, the conversation is exhausted. Ooh, you know what? Before I forget this. Some people don't even know that 5YL Archaic ever existed and purely watched the motion comic. Very true. Some people didn't even see the video with the birth of my son. Y'all think you know this ink tank lore? Hi Kuro, how are you? And D. Bradley Baker loved the print item sign of 5YL Chromastone. Oh, that's awesome. And I'm doing well, thank you. That's really cool. I still haven't gotten to meet D yet, so you got me beat there. But that's awesome. I'm glad you were able to show that to him and he enjoyed it. Yep, the Ripper. Are your cats not your sons? No, my cats are female. Mochi and Bruschetta are both girls. Is he sticky? He can be. For the right price. More cat lore that I knew not of. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like a lot of people, when I say stuff about my life, they're like, oh, I didn't know that. But at the same time, I don't really put this kind of stuff out there anyway. So I feel like it shouldn't be surprising if you don't know something about me, because there's not a lot that you do know. But you can find out for a short price of $47.99 for my special streams, where they go and they never turn off. You can watch me pet my cats. You can watch me feed my alligators. You can watch me go to the painting class that I teach. You can watch me drive my truck. None of those are real things, by the way. Speaking of 5YL, I absolutely love a lot of your redesigns. Thank you, Dark Gravity. Some of my favorite 5YL designs are Swampfire, Chromastone, Toepic, Vampire, and Atomics. Thank you. Vampire and Atomics. I believe Toepic I had help with Ash, from Ash. And Chromastone I had help with from Insane Main. But Swampfire was my boy. We don't know his war crimes. You're right. You'll never find him. Y'all still think my real name is Rob? Blasphemy. What is Candlestick's weaknesses? Is he weak to fire, for example, in a situation? You know what? I got him right here for you. Poor speed and stamina. I still do that. Vulnerable skeleton. While Candlestick's hard wax body is tough, his wax condensed skeleton is not and can be vulnerable to his bones breaking with enough force. And at least with the way I'm drawing him, there's at least inside of that skeleton, or at least just like a basic stick figure body. Like maybe... that's inside of him. And then, like, you know, a skeleton... and that is inside of the wax. And one more, intense heat. So you are right about the heat. It's capable of withstanding higher temperatures. He is unable to produce wax in hot environments. So he wouldn't melt. He just, you know, can't do his thing. Oops. Ever consider Lula Plumber Academy arc? Story may guest star Ben. I do have some thoughts on how a Lula story would go, but I will say just sending her to the Plumber Academy. I feel like you just run into a lot of the same like school tropes and stuff. I feel like keeping her on her own team, doing her own thing, makes her more interesting than, you know, a galactic school story, I guess. Not that that wouldn't be neat, but I like trying to deviate from whatever first ideas I think of, which was that. I was like, well, what if she just had a Plumber arc story? And I was like, well, we could do better than that. So I do have some thoughts on what I would do with a Lula story, which one day I might share, but like a couple other things I have in my head brewing around for extended 5-whale things. If it's ever appropriate, I will, but for now it's not. Same with the Dr. Logic story. I got one on the back burner, but just does not seem like something that's worth elaborating on for the time being. I need something with more action in it. There we go. Now, where are those color samples? They're here. Color samples. They're here. Color samples. They're here. Color samples. They're here. Can I ping you a Patron related question in the Patreon chat? You're always free to ping me, but I'm not always around to answer them. But regardless, if it's a Patreon question, you know, I would be able to answer it right here. Let me get the first color, actually. Oh, right. I have the sampler. Oh, shit. What happened here? We're gonna have to do some surgery. Let's see. Oops. Should I make the armbands black too? Or should we invert it? Yeah, let's invert it. Fuck it. We could live life on the edge for a little bit. I forgot the thumb? No, that was intentional. He doesn't have thumbs. He doesn't really need them. Let's see. What's I just think small deviations from standard body types like that are fun every now and then. I remember there was one alien I was doing a couple months ago where I was trying to figure out a way to give it 2 thumbs even, and I couldn't get it to look right for that one. I think I did eventually find someone to do it for, but if not, that's still a possibility to have brewing. Who's my favorite Ben 10 fan artist other than Ash? I don't like choosing favorites when it comes to that kind of stuff. You know, there's too many and too wide a variety. Even if I wanted to, how could you? You know, people draw so different from each other. I like seeing it all. How'd I come up with the idea of Ben having a Saiyan transformation? At first it was just for the art. I did a video long time ago called Can Ben 10 Turn Into a Saiyan? And then it wasn't even in the video. I drew the art for social media and posted it. I was like, here's my drawing of it. And people really, really liked it. And it all just kind of went from there. So I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe there is something here. But at first it was just for the, you know, I drew it and just didn't think anything of it. And there's a reality where it just stayed that way. What's my favorite anime villain? Oh. I don't know. I don't think I have one. Nope. What episode that aren't from any other arcs of any Prime Ben 10 series do I wish would get full arcs? Like, what's an episode that, like, could have been a whole thing? Honestly, there's a ton. Like, even at the start of Ben 10, I know you said not from arcs, but this is just what's on my mind. At the start of Vengeance of Vilgax, when they had to go find all of the transformations and put them back in the Omnitrix. That could have been a whole arc episode each for that. Maybe like the DNA samples get teleported back to their home worlds. And Ben has to go to that home planet and get new ones. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. The whole no watch Ben having the Omnitrix thing. I mean, I know it's a two-parter, but I wouldn't consider that an arc. So that too as well. You know, keep the universe dead. Multiverse even. Keep the multiverse dead for a fucking season. Let no watch Ben. See, there we go. We're circling back. Remember when someone asked me about no watch Ben? Here we go. This song was used in 5YL. Pretty sure it's called C4. The Ben versus Danny theme. They're correct. Am I drawing on an Artisol tablet? I'm drawing on a Gauman tablet. Is Artisol a brand? Or a type? This is Gauman, I can tell you that. This song is so protectors of Earth. Yeah, it does kind of have that vibe, doesn't it? Maybe that's why it stuck out to me. It just felt like a Ben 10 kind of song. I think I used it in another episode too. Somewhere. I don't remember where, or if I even did. But I think I did. Look at that. He's so fucking drippy. Now let's add some depth. Although I do feel like this could be slightly darker, just ever so. Yeah. Yeah, that's, well, God, I don't know. It's so... Yeah, there we go. That's the one. $35 minutes!
One more for the 3-year streak. Let's go.
Let's go, Kenum. Happy birthday, by the way. Good to have you around, buddy. I like how it looks like Ben is questioning this alien. Like, I know there are weird aliens out there. He's like, which one's this? This one is flippity floppy. All right, let's find some banging music here. This one's called Running. It's got a lot of fucking repeats. Let me filter it out. The song's called Takiti. Who's my favorite YouTuber that isn't from the Ink Tank? None of them. Ink Tank or die, baby. No, but I mean, that's kind of the same thing as like the other question where it's like, there is a fair amount of Ben 10 YouTubers out there now, but they're all making different kinds of content, so it really feels like I can't even compare. Because they're all making like such different videos. There's a wide variety. Funny enough, I was just talking about the birthday bit in the tier 1 chat. Oh, were you? That's funny. I might change the color of the shading for this. I avoided for so long for wiki consistency, but I'm starting to not want to prioritize that anymore. Like, this would look better if it was shaded with a different color, but almost all wiki commissions are shaded with strictly black, because that's how it started. I do break the rule every now and then, though. Every now and then. And this might be one of those times where I'm gonna break that rule. Yeah, this is going in the playlist too. This is a good one. Break the rule. I break the rule for gold and other metals, so why not wax? True, true. That's a freaking great argument right there. I do break it for metal. What do I think of an Alien Force cartoon maybe based on the first game? You know, I do think the first game had like a really good plot line. The thing is, I feel like it would be really hard to tell like a solid story just because a big part of the game is the mystery of the hybrid war, and we know like how it all ends. So it would have to be a very like character-based story. That's where the interest would need to come from, not like a what's gonna happen or is everyone gonna be okay, or because you know they're gonna be fine. War of the Worlds happens. So it'd have to be more than just the base story. But the story itself with Gorvin and, you know, bringing back the sub energy from the classic, that was really cool. So. Yeah, so even if I break the rule, I'm still gonna at least finish shading with this just to get the shape in there, and then I can always change the color of the layer afterwards. I did play all the Ben 10 games. Which one's my favorite? Well, I've said a couple of times that the reboot one's my favorite, which is still kind of true just because the open world aspect alone makes it so much more replayable for me. And I feel like that's what's important, is like how many times can you play this game? And all the other games, they're very linear, they're very based in the story. Once you beat it, you know, there's no real reason to go back to the levels unless you're just trying to play through the whole thing again. So I like the reboot game the most just for that, but other than that, I feel like Omniverse's first game had a lot of very strong gameplay. It was really fun. Cannonbolt, Grav Attack, Diamond Head, they were all really fun to play as.
Oh, my eye is so goddamn itchy.
Oh, jeez. I do need eyesight to draw. Yeah, that's an unfortunate setback. Is needing vision. Not today. This is pretty good too. This is a solid playlist. What am I, 2 songs in only? I like this. The running playlist. This is it. Do I ever wish to make my own music? I used to. I've come to realize I'm not a musician, but I'm just so in love with music, from like the production to the culture to all the different genres and everything behind it. Whether it's deep or just to like get people going, I love music. It's probably like my biggest passion that I don't replicate in any form. I mean, I used to play piano and I did musical theater, but those are still like those were more of just strictly for fun. And I wasn't stellar, you know, I really wasn't. But I feel like in another life being a musician would be amazing. I love music so much. Everything about it. Should we start a fundraiser for my bionic eyes? Yes. That would be wonderful. And make them shoot lasers just for the hell of it. How did I get my line art to look so nice in the chapters? Thank you. Is there any chapter in specific you're talking about? Because I do frequently change the art style. So there's different methods for the different ways I draw. Ironically, none of them are this. Except for the first half of chapter 8, I drew like this, expecting it to be the norm. And I pretty much only draw like this for the wiki art now. This is a real good one, this alien. I like this one a lot. This was a great start to Wave 6. This little schleppy candle man. Will I draw an alt still variant of the skeleton? No, I won't. Or not that I won't, I didn't plan on it, and it wasn't commissioned. What do I think about Reboot Stinkfly being a different alien like what Elmite did? I'm not gonna lie, I'm really not bothered by Reboot Stinkfly either way, so I don't have too much of an opinion on it. I actually think Reboot Stinkfly looks really cool. So, yeah, I mean, it being another alien entirely is a neat concept, but it's solving a problem I personally don't have. Like, I'm alright with Reboot Stinkfly. Were I ever aware that OR Ash finally did an Ultimate Alien X? Why, yes, I edited the video. And was I jealous that his concept was way better than yours? That's funny as fuck. If people think it's better, no. I mean, Ash is a very creative dude. That's why I'm lucky to have him on the Ink Tank. So, if people like it more, you know, the fact we even have options to choose from is pretty neat, isn't it? And, yeah, Ash deserves his respect and, you know, any admiration in any of that. That's fucking funny, though. But yeah, all the drawing matrix videos are edited by me, so I'm aware of every step of the way. What's my favorite ultimate that Ash made so far? God, I don't know. I feel like every video he makes, I'm like, this is my new favorite. I'm just really bad with picking favorites. Like, asking me my favorite this and that is, like, very unproductive with me because I just don't have favorites of anything like that. But I was thinking about doing, like, a ranking stream with him. Maybe after the reboot one, just to go through them all. At first, I was thinking of making it a video. But then I thought, like, I'm gonna want to go back and watch each segment too for the full explanation, and also kind of just reminisce. So I figured, you know, if I'm gonna be going back and watching all the different segments, you know, that's way too long for a video. Unless I just don't include that in the video, which I think people might want to see. So I feel like a live stream would be a better way to do it. Where I just stream, me and Ash will sit down for, like, I don't know, 4 hours or so, however long it takes, rewatch every single Drawing Matrix episode and rank them. Do a tier list. Yeah, something like that. Tier list stream be goated. Yeah. That'd be pretty nifty. We're making great time too. We're almost done the shading. We just reached the final stretch of the stream. 30 minutes left. I love when I'm able to get them done on time. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that just the best, folks? Film a vlog, go into the Mr. Smoothie in Dubai. I'm not gonna lie, if we could afford to do that, we absolutely would. I would love to fly to Dubai and go check out the Mr. Smoothie. That sounds like a blast. Oh, wait, shit, that's the wrong color. Psych. Here we go. Will I ever draw a sub-sapien and anthrosapien from the reboot, just making them from a different planet? That pretty much falls under the same explanation of all the others. Like, I'm down for it for a commission, but I don't have any plans to do anything like that. I just got a text. This is me reminding myself to respond to it before the stream is over. I mean, right after the stream. Okay. Now we're really getting somewhere. Now I'm gonna try a little texture thing, and don't worry, I still know there's gonna be fire. Give me a little bit of this, just to make it look solid. If I was gonna do the long stream like this, I feel like that would make it look more liquidy, but if I keep it to just little bubbles, it might make it look more solid. I don't know, because I've done this before with liquids too. It really depends on the texture. Maybe just a little blip there. Little blips here and there. You know. I'll see in the vision. What were my thoughts on making Diamond Head and the Subsapiens and Petrosapiens being a whole different species? Alright, I feel like I just don't know what a Subsapien is then. Oh. Petros and Sub. Yeah, I didn't know about any of this. It's too fresh for me to really have thoughts on it since I just learned about it. I don't know. It's alright, I guess. Stop shrimping? Oh, I love shrimp though. What's my take on the spheres on his fingers for? Because I personally forgot what the point of them were. I was imagining that's where he can concentrate his manipulation of the wax. Like maybe that's like where it squirts out. Unless it's just supposed to come from anywhere on his body, but I don't know. That's how I was envisioning it at first. Got him. How the heck is he gonna give thumbs up now? Well, you know, some aliens just can't do everything. This is kind of implying like a wiry texture, showing this is very, very thick and sturdy, like a steel cable. It's not frail. From memory, what's my favorite character to draw? Heat Blast and Accelerate I can do fairly well from memory. Same with Ghost Freak, Swamp Fire, Echo Echo. I think I can do Big Chill. I don't know, let me try.
Bro looks like he's about to hit me with an
actually. Yeah, right. When Ben becomes a Candlestick, he just can't help but be the most correct guy in the room. I'd have to draw this like a little cleaner. This is just to see if I remember the line work. Oh, no, I don't think it was this. Was it something like this, maybe? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember. Alright. Okay. Fire time. Whoa. I always forgot to say this in lies, but the story was to scare and Kyber I'm doing an Ambient. Have I thought of bringing back Malware and Alpha? Just fuse them together. Well, I don't want to give spoilers, so I can't answer that. All right. There. Look. I was quiet for too long. I forgot how to speak. There we go. Candlestick. He's a candy schloppy guy. Not candy. Candy. Well, candy. Candly. I don't like the glow affecting his eyes, actually. I feel like his eyes should be glow proof. Yeah. And then maybe lighten up on the bloop a little bit. As well as just the shading in general. Yeah, there we go. All right, candy stick, candle, candly, candle. So thank y'all for tuning in. I think we got about 3 drawings left of this wave. It's a very quick, short wave. There's potentially more. It just depends if people come through. And then I can just try doing another major push again next year and get things going again. Either that or maybe I'll just do streams. I could also do streams where I just draw things that aren't commissions, if y'all find that interesting. Like, I could do a stream where it's just like, what if there was like a 5YL shock rock or something? Or any of those other things you guys are asking me to do. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, no promises. But like I said, you can always guarantee something to be drawn if it was commissioned. But other than that, it's just kind of whatever. I probably shouldn't have said shock rock, because now I'm never going to hear the end of that. Oops. Oh well, until then, hope you enjoy this weekend's video. 2 videos coming out, one Saturday, one Sunday, both starring Fro the Bro. And as always, keep it fizzy.